What if I ran a half marathon without any training? Well, I did exactly that. Let me tell you what happened and share the life-changing lessons I learned that could change your life too. Imagine saying yes to a half marathon with less than 24 hours notice, no training, no preparation, and that's exactly what happened. I'm at the gym and my friend's telling me that his mate's dropping out of the half marathon and that there's a spare ticket for tomorrow's Nike Marathon Festival. And my mate looked at me, smiling, and I looked back at him. Most people would say no way. I said, F it, let's do it. And there I was, the next early morning, getting ready for the big run. I was so unprepared. I had no bananas, no carb loading beforehand, no hat or sunnies, just a muesli bar. And so we're at the start line, we start running. First few Ks, easy. I knock it out of the park. I think it was at 5 Ks, my hips start feeling a little funky. 10 Ks comes along, hips are feeling more sus now, and I could feel my legs getting slightly tighter. 16 Ks, my pace is slowing down dramatically. My hips are in pain. I start getting cramps in my quads, but I keep pushing through until the cramps got really, really bad and I had to stop for a bit. I told my mate that he's gonna have to go on without me. I quickly massaged my quads up, got up and kept going. Next few hundred meters, I had to stop again because now both quads and calves were cramping up. I massaged the legs again, I got up, I kept going. Cramps again, massaged again, and kept going. This cycle happened for the entire rest of the race as I was mentally fighting that inner voice inside of me and I was telling myself, come on, you're so close, ain't no way you're giving up now. And fortunately enough, I made it to the finish line with a time of just under 3 hours. I know it's pretty slow, but I think I did it right considering it was my first time and did barely any training. My legs were really exhausted. I KO'd when I got home and my legs were super sore for the next 4 days. But here's the thing, when I crossed that finish line, it was incredible. I didn't know I had that in me. I never imagined I could push my body to its limits like that. The sense of accomplishment at the finish line was just incredible to experience. And I don't know, there's something about how being underprepared for something can teach you a more valuable life lesson than if you were actually prepared for it. And completing this marathon taught me 3 valuable life lessons. The first is that it made me realize that I'm capable of doing hard things, and that if I can do this thing that most people would consider hard and do that with just 1 day of notice and barely any training, then I know I can achieve and accomplish so much more with my life if I just said, F it, let's do it. Just do it, the Nike slogan. Imagine any other hard things in life, and if I just said, F it, I'll give it a go, then I know I could accomplish way more in my life and experience more of those incredible moments. It made me realize that I have so much more potential in me, and if I did proper training and preparation beforehand, not just in the marathon, but for anything in life, then I could produce some pretty cool stuff, and that could go a long way. It could take me places. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who think they're kind of useless, and they think they have no talents, they weren't born with anything special, and I get it. Like, for most of my life, I've felt this way. But I think we all need to realize that everyone is capable of learning and doing hard things. We just need to take the driver's seat and drive in the direction we want to go, instead of being in the passenger seat, letting other people decide our fate. The second thing it taught me was that a half marathon actually wasn't that bad. My cardio turned out to be fine. I wasn't really out of breath or dying for air. If my legs didn't cramp up, I think I could have done a lot better. But initially, I always thought marathons were such a daunting thing to do. And I'd tell myself, yeah, look, I don't know if this is for me. I'm not the type of person to do this. And I just keep making excuses for myself. But then when you actually do it, you realize that it's not that bad. Plus, what's the worst that's going to happen? We're all going to die anyway. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So just give hard things a go. And maybe you actually end up realizing that it's actually not that bad. The third lesson, there's this Navy SEAL mindset called the 40% rule, which is when your mind is telling you that you're done. You're exhausted and you cannot possibly go any further. This rule implies that you're actually only at 40% and that you still have unrealized reserved energy. And this is kind of what I felt at the end of the race. Even though I was super tired, I felt that I could still force more out of the tank. Not so much my legs, they were on the verge of like permanent cramps, but my cardio and mindset could take more. So if you do hard things, you'll end up realizing that you're capable of pushing beyond your limitations, beyond that 40% line, and you'll be able to see that the human body can do so much more. So the main takeaway, just take action in your life. You're going to be able to do more, experience more, and achieve more. Thanks for watching. I hope I inspired you guys to take action on completing hard things in life. And if you're stuck and don't know how to take action, I made a video on it, so check it out here if you want, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.